What's good, beautiful people? I'm Michael, and today we're going to be talking about recovery for in-season training of athletes. This is part 2 of a 2-part series, and the first part we talked about exercise selection. This video is going to build and intertwine and make a lot more sense if you watch that first. So go ahead and click on that video. I'll post it somewhere up here as well as in the description box down below. Now, how important is recovery? Recovery is essential. The faster an athlete can recover, the more the athlete can practice and therefore become better throughout the season. So we want to figure out how can we maximize our recovery and minimize the recovery time. One of our ways that we do that is we get in and we get out as far as our training sessions. We want them to last 20 to 45 minutes, and I'd say in most cases no greater than an hour. When you surpass that hour mark, you are either being ineffective with your time or you're introducing more volume than you need to. And if you're introducing more volume than you need to, you're going to burn your CNS. That's not what we want to do. When I say burn your CNS, I mean taxing your central nervous system to the point where it becomes a lot longer for your body to recuperate. And that's where you're going to have a dip in your practice performance. So we want to keep the rest periods at ideally 1 minute, right? And definitely no greater than 2 minutes. This is how we're able to accomplish those short training sessions. If we keep each superset block at a 1 minute rest period. And if you can't do it, you need to lower the weight and leave your ego at the door. If you want to become the best athlete, you can't be grinding out these reps, because if you do burn your CNS, your practice is going to take a hit. Practice performance. Now we're also supersetting, and we're also doing compound movements, which we talked about in the last video. That's how we're able to accomplish a lot of work in a short period of time. And then after you're done working out, if you follow all these guidelines, you should feel more energized than you did walking into the gym. You shouldn't feel tired and fatigued, because if you do, sure, that means you had a great training session, but that also means that your muscles are going to take a lot longer to recover. We want to minimize that recovery time. And like I said, recovery is essential, so we also have to pay a lot of attention to our scheduling. How are we going to pick it? Well, firstly, if you say, Michael, I have practice Tuesday, I have Wednesday off, and then I have practice Thursday. I'm going to recommend that you practice on Tuesday after your practice, so don't work out before a practice. And furthermore, I highly recommend that you have at least a day the following day as an off day. That way you give yourselves around 48 hours to recover. If you don't give yourself at least a day block, I find that in most cases, and it's going to vary per athlete, that they won't feel 100% and they won't be able to give 100%. Now, all this is encompassing everything you would ever need. But who does this not apply to? Firstly, this isn't going to apply to someone who plays recreational sports and that doesn't care that much about their individual performances. They just play it for fun. So they can put a lot more emphasis into the gym training sessions because maybe they don't care as much about how they perform in practice. Also, this isn't going to apply to anyone that didn't work out during the preseason or the off-season. And the reason for this is because your body isn't used to that training stimuli, and everybody else that is conditioned to that training stimuli is going to be able to recover a lot quicker than you. And depending on the athlete, it's going to take 1 to 4 weeks for you to get used to it. But in that time frame, your body is going to take a lot longer to recover, and that's when you're going to start having short dips in your training sessions for your specific sport. Now, when your coach sees this, he may take it the wrong way if he doesn't know your training. Those first 4 weeks for most sports are going to determine whether you're on the starting line or whether you're on the bench. So it's essential that you perform the best that you can during practice. And if you're trying to do something more and you're wearing yourself out before practice, that may set the tone for the rest of the season. So I'm going to recommend that if you didn't work out on the off season, you don't start now. Now, I have an example of what I'm doing for the in-season for hockey training. If you're interested in seeing what I'm talking about, what it looks like when you lay it out, and you can even use it as a template, click the description box down below. I'll have a spreadsheet that you can check out. Yeah, I highly recommend that if you don't have a program laid out for you already, you go ahead and check this out and try it out, and then let me know how it goes. It's working well for me. That's all I got for this video, guys. Have a great day.